Recently, we posted this video on a different kind of setup for a product shot, and we got enough questions and comments that I figured we'd do a little explanation video on the setup and the results. First things first, you're really going to want to load up your C-stand with sandbags. Once this thing gets rotating, there's a lot of wiggle room, and depending on the weight of your rig, it might fall over. So fucking load it up. One tip for making it smoother and silent was this little washer with a furniture pad, and I cut out the center and I put it between the head and the actual C-stand itself, and that created a much more stable spin and completely silent. Secondly, you're going to want to take your first C-stand arm and get it about centered on the C-stand, and take another head and put it on the opposite side of whatever you're going to put your camera on. Now take a second arm if you have it. If you don't, this rig's not going to work. So take a second arm, go get one, and you're going to run it through the head that you just placed on the opposite end of the camera. Also center that one so that it is even. On that arm that you have just now placed in a perpendicular fashion to the first arm, you're going to want to add another C-stand head. This will become the mounting point for your backdrop. The backdrop I'm using here is a simple black poster board, or whatever you want to call it, from Walmart. It's a nice matte black look. It's, high quality foam. And you're going to want to put it between the clamping bits of the heads. You don't want to put it between the little parts that have the holes, because that'll just punch holes in your poster board. Depending on how fast you're going to spin the rig, you might have to clamp it harder. I kept it pretty soft because I didn't want to damage my backdrop. At this point, you can give it a little bit of a test to make sure it's going to hold on, and then you're ready for the next fucking part. Next, you're going to want to add a tripod head to whatever side you need it to be on. Now, on my arm, I have a 1/4 inch and a 5/8 inch attachment point. The only head I have was for a 1/4 inch, so I used my little Joby Gorilla Pod head, which is plenty strong for my red Komodo. Be sure to test what you're going to use and make sure it will hold your camera so it doesn't go flying off. The next thing I'd recommend is getting your camera as light as possible. Take off any follow focuses, handles, all that kind of stuff, and use the smallest battery you possibly can. That way you're not putting unneeded stress on the system, and I feel like it would make it even smoother being that much lighter. After that, it's just a matter of mounting your camera, making sure it's all nice and secure. The hardest part for me was getting something hung dead center, and you're going to have to hang it over the center of the C-stand. Once you get your product centered, then point the camera at it and make sure you're even, and you should be good to go.